Hey guys, if you guys are a reseller and you are trying to get organized, then I have the perfect spreadsheet that is going to help you out in a ton of ways. So this is a reseller template. It has multiple sheets on it to keep track of your inventory, your income, your returns, your orders, all in one sheet. So let me show you how this works, and I bet you guys will be so much more organized by the end of this video. So we're in Google Sheets now. This also is available in Excel, and this is the dashboard. So this is going to help you keep track of knowing the total number of orders, the total amount of revenue that you've made, your net profit, the value of your inventory, how many orders that you have are pending that haven't been shipped yet, how many items that you have purchased that are like the number of quantity of in stock. So say you're selling, multiple different things. This is like you have a total of 102 pieces. And then this is how much it costs you to buy your inventory. All right, so and then this one is profit per category. So here it's showing that your decor has made $218, and that is the best category that's doing the best. So that's going to help you to be able to track and know, like, okay, if I'm buying a bunch of different things, antique shops and at Goodwill and, at all these other places, yard sales and stuff like that, which category is profiting me the most. This one is showing your shipping status. So if you've got items that haven't been shipped yet, this is going to tell you, okay, so I've got 4 new orders that came in, 5 in progress, 5 that are ready to ship, and then 3 shipped and 3 delivered. This chart is going to show you which platform that you're selling on is making the most profit. I didn't use any trademarked names, but if you are, say, you're using eBay, you're reselling on Etsy, all the other ones, once you put the information in there, it'll tell you, hey, this platform is making the most profit. So this fake one is Resellify, and it's made the most profit. This is showing you which one of your products is the best seller. So this is going to say if you have, a bunch of quilts, if you have bags, whatever you're selling, and if you sell a bunch of different type of things, this will kind of tell you which ones of your products has the best revenue. Onto the order tracker. So this, you will input in the date sold, the category, which you can easily change this by hitting the edit button. And then you can type in your item. So say this is a handbag, and this is the accessory. The brand is a special brand. If there's a size, you can do that. If there's not, you can put NA. You can choose from the drop-down box some of the colors. If you wanted to add colors, use the edit button. And then you can add another item. If it's going to be another color, like multiple colors, multicolor, you hit done, apply to all, and it will add multicolor in there for you. That's where you can put your SKU number for your orders. The quantity sold, so say you sold 2 handbags, it cost you $10. You sold them for $250 each. The fees were, say, 3. It cost you $5 to ship it, and now it's showing that your net profit is $472. The status, new in progress, ready to ship, shipped or delivered. The platform, so say if you went ahead and put eBay on here, it's going to change it to, on your dashboard, to eBay. If it's you have better sales there, it's going to show you eBay now is doing better. That's the way to change that. And then here is where you're going to put the order number, customer name, address, email, tracking number, ship date, and arrival date, and any notes. It's going to keep track of how many items have sold from this column and your total profit. And then that's your net profit here in this column as well. Now, something really cool that I have implemented, I've got a bunch of different sheets, but I have some new things that I have put in this inventory tracker. So say you purchased it, on the 2nd, And then we're going to say that it is decor and it's a quilt, homemade. You purchased at an antique shop. It's an extra large quilt and it's, say it's a red one. If you put the SKU number to, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you bought 3 quilts, and then it cost you $40 per item, and you're selling it for $250. It's going to calculate your profit margin for you. It's going to tell you what your value is of all of the quilts. So if you, and then it is, and that's the sales price times how many you have available. And then it's going to tell you the last date that you sold it according to the SKU number. So if we go back and we do in the, if we go to the order tracker, and if we have a quilt, and then the brand is, I don't know, handmade, and if we put the SKU here, and we say that we sold one of them, it's going to keep up with how many you have available. So if we sold, so the inventory, so say you bought 4 of them, it's going to keep track of, how many is available for you, which is really nice. And then it'll also keep track of the date you last sold it, because if you put that SKU number into the order tracker just right, and you write down that you sold it on 6/11, it's going to put that in here on the date sold. It's also going to keep track of the number of days that it has been in inventory. That's kind of fun too. And then it's going to keep track of the total quantity in stock, the total value of your inventory, and how much it costs you for all of your inventory. Okay, this is the income and expense tracker. This is going to help you keep track of your total annual income, total annual expenses. This is your income by month. So you can see if you made more money, which month. Your expenses, which one was the most. So you spent most in March. If you happen to buy this tracker and it is 2026, you're just going to come in here to the month, delete out the 5 and make it a 6, and it's going to change all your dates to 2026 now. So it's going to keep track of your income, expenses, and tax, and your net profit. And then here is where you're going to be able to put in your income, expenses, or tax. So we'll do a sample here. So I just highlighted everything, hit the delete key. So say if we want to come in September, it is going to put in that month, leave that alone. Category, so say this is going to be books, an expense. So this is a used book. Book series is a description. And then if we bought it for like $20 and we spent $1 on tax, it's going to show your total expenses here, your total tax here. Okay, so since this was the month of September, we had an expense of $1 or tax of $1 and expense of $20. If we go into the dashboard, now we'll be able to see in September that we had expenses of $20 and a tax of $1. So it's going to calculate everything for the month for you, which is so fun. This next part is your profit calculator. This is going to help you figure out how much you are profiting on your products. So let's just go back to the inventory tracker and then pretend that we bought the quilt for $40. So let's go back in here, and then we're selling it for $250. So let's say it's $250. We're going to ship the quilt for, say it's going to be $15. The item is going to cost you $50. And if there's any other costs here, any labor, so say it cost, somebody worked for $15 an hour and it cost them $7, 30 minutes to get this done. Packaging cost 50 cents. Estimated tax, let's say it's 7. So I'm just deleting that out. There's no advertising. If there's ads, and this is just based on, Etsy ads, just as a base, and this is going to be a roundabout way because a lot of times Etsy will take out typically about 20% So this is going to give you a good estimate as an online seller. If you're selling it on any of the platforms, this is just going to give you a ballpark idea for how much it's going to cost you to sell online. So if there's Etsy ads, let's say no advertising, payment method was direct checkout or PayPal. Is there a discount? So if we did a percent off, if we gave them 10% off, or a fixed amount off. So you could either do 10% or you could choose fixed amount and, say it's like, $5 off. So then it's going to calculate your profit margin. So it's going to put in your item price, your shipping price. So that was 15. You gave a $5 discount. So your revenue was $260. The listing fee, if this was Etsy, it would be 20 cents to list it. The shipping and transaction fee, so that's 6.5% times your revenue. And then if there's any processing fees or advertising fees, it would be there. And then, so your total fees and taxes are $17. That's just based on it being about 20% if you're selling online. Cost of goods, that's $58 and taxes $12.94. So your net profit essentially is $171.96, and your profit margin is about 68% profit. So that's good. If we want to go smaller, say if you had a $20 item, you shipped for $3.50, it costs you, a lot of times people do it a two times markup. We're going to say you didn't have any labor, packaging, and then if you're not going to have any discounts, then you're still doing 52% profit. So that's good. Okay, here's our return tracker. This is just so you can keep track of who is asking for return. So you can keep track of, like, am I doing a good job, and why are these things being returned? What's the problem? So you can put in the date, what the item is. So say they returned the quilt, and they sold it on eBay, order number, SKU number, order total, so that was $250, and then you give them a whole $250 back, and the reason was there was a stain on it. So this will help you keep track of what your returns are, how much you're refunding is totaled there. This one is your marketing tracker. This is going to help you to track, like, hey, I did ads, and how much am I profiting here? So let's just do a sample here. Okay, and then so the campaign, so we're going to call this spring campaign. We're going to start this on the 1st of April. We're going to end this like a week later. Platform, let's say that this is on Etsy, and you spent, $15, you advertise. Now, sometimes you can choose the number of items you advertise, and sometimes you can't. Say you got 10 clicks, 100 clicks, 10 conversions. How much did you actually bring in? So let's do this. We spent 15, and then say we made 30. It is going to, that's going to calculate your conversion rate for you. And then return on investment is 1, and then your return on ad spend is 2. So that's going to calculate that for you. You can track if this is an active campaign or if it's complete, and then, hey, did okay. So you can track that. And then this one is your mileage tracker. So this is going to keep track of, if you are running around and you're actually going to, like a flea market. Oh, and say you bought, jeans, and you went from home to the flea market, and then your odometer was at 1000, and then you drove, 50 miles. And then, so that'll calculate your total miles. It will calculate, if you put in cents per mile, most people do about 65 cents. You can change that. And then it'll tell you how much it's costing you. And then if there's any parking fees, if you pay any tolls on the way, how much you could absolutely like turn into, your tax accountant for total claim. And then if you paid for gas, you can do that as well. So then this will tell you calculate everything that you've paid for gas, your total mileage cost, your total claim, how many miles you've driven, and how many trips. So yeah, that's it. This is a pretty extensive sheet. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm at savvyandthriving.com. I do have other tax trackers and home organization trackers as well. Again, I wish you the best of luck and have